was just on a bike ride and I came home to something nobody wants to come home to. It's hard to go on a bike ride during the day because I know I'm risking lives doing that. And I went anyway, and then I came back, and as I was coming towards home, across the street from where Pippi lives, and a bit a ways, but across the street, there was a squirrel crying. Well, first there was okay, the first thing I saw, now that I think about it, putting it together, first thing I saw was a tank that was standing stark still in a very odd position. And I know squirrels stand still when they, you know, they're escaping a hawk and whatever, you know, because if you move, you call attention to yourself. So they stand stark still when there's danger. But this fox squirrel, who we call tanks because they're so big, he was standing in a really odd position, and I couldn't figure out if he was dead, and because he was like leaned forward, and it was very strange. So he must have been burying a nut when the hawk landed, and so he just stopped stark still. Well, I was like talking to him, which is bad because you don't want to call attention to a squirrel that is standing stark still, because that means there's a predator nearby and you're pointing out, hey, predator over here. So you never want to do that. Well, I didn't realize that was the problem. So I was trying to talk to the fox squirrel and figure out what was going on, and didn't realize I was making his life much worse. Here's Tupac. Because I don't usually see them just stop when they're burying a nut, you know, or that must have been what was happening. But anyway, so here's Tupac again. Sweet Eyes up on her table. I'm gonna wash her chair. It's getting a lot of mud on it. But anyway, so I saw that and I didn't put it together why he was like that. There's Pippi down there. And I don't know I think a baby running in the leaves. But anyway, jumping in the leaves. So I didn't put it together. Then I went a little farther and there was a baby. There was like a black squirrel on a tree. I think it was a baby. A young one anyway, crying all by himself. Just one squirrel crying. But it was heartbreaking crying. I mean, this squirrel was clearly in terror. So I looked up, and sure enough, I found a hawk and got him out of there. And then the squirrel kept crying. Well, I thought it was because I didn't get that hawk far enough away, because he wasn't far enough away for my liking either. So, oops, here. So, this is Pippi right here. She's so agile. So anyway, so I got the one hawk away. Well, I followed him to where he went and was trying to get him away from there. Meanwhile, what I didn't recognize, and I've made this mistake before, and I need to learn, just because you get one hawk away doesn't mean you have all the hawks away, because they sometimes travel in twos, and to be even more deadly, because they suck, and they're from hell. You ready, Tupac? You ready? Tupac, in fact, has a thing on her back right now. She just had a run-in with a hawk. I can tell she has a new thing on her back. So I'm going to put up another hide over where Tupac lives, because I don't have enough hides over there. But yeah, the first one flew, and I was trying to get it to fly even farther. Meanwhile, I didn't realize there was still a huge hawk on the tree with that squirrel that was originally crying. And then as I'm lasing my beam trying to get the one guy to go, thankfully it bothered the one that was still on that same tree. Here's Condo Girl. Oops, bothered him enough that he did fly, and I couldn't believe it. He was right there on the tree with her, that one that was crying. Oh my God, she must have been like, I mean, she was telling me, she was like, right here, Amy, right here, and I just didn't put it together. And it bothers me when I make the same mistake twice. I think that bothers anybody. But when you make the same mistake twice and it costs squirrels their lives, costs anybody their lives, that's a whole nother matter. And thankfully it did not cost this squirrel her life, or his. But oh my God. So when the second one flew, then I got to the first one again that I had made fly a bit, but not far enough. And I got him to go. And then even farther. So they were both gone now, and that squirrel came down off the tree, and I just watched. I mean, I waited to see if it was Pippi or someone I knew. You know, it could have been Downtown Huggy. He hangs out there. Pippi goes there. But it wasn't. At least I don't think so, because they came down. They didn't come up to me. Pippi would have definitely come up to me. And I think Downtown Huggy would have too. But anyway, whoever it was, I mean, you talk about kissing the ground. The squirrel was like kissing the ground. I wish I should have taken a video of that, because it just started. It went down on the dirt, and there's no other way to describe it. It was like kissing the ground. And here we go. And then I came back here, and I knew everyone would be convening, because when there's a hawk terror, that's Supergirl right there, formerly Little Girl lives down the lane. When there's a hawk terror, come on, Rovi. Everyone gets together, and I was gonna say has a party, but Rover takes parties to a whole new level. Rover, are you gonna come here? Are you gonna come here, Rover, and stop being they call them party poopers. Have you heard of party poopers before? Yeah. You don't want to be one of those, do you? Come on. We can have other people come to our party. Okay. Alright, we got a couple squirrels coming here. Sometimes it just seems like the party is pretty much wherever I go. Uh-oh. Oh! The squirrel wants a nut. Rover, come on. There we go. Here's Rovi again. And then you mix that with their rambunctious, because it's the end of the night. And yeah, you end up with some chases. But I think especially, I don't know how long that hawk thing was going on. I was on a couple-hour bike ride, 2 or 3 hours. It says a week from today there's going to be snow, so I went on a couple of bike rides today, and I hate doing that, like I said, because you don't know. Here's Mrs. Brown. You know, you leave the house and you don't know who's going to be there when you get back. It's just so hard. It's so hard to leave. And then especially when I come back, I mean, it's like worst nightmare. I come up, I'm not even home yet, and there's 2 hawks holding a squirrel hostage on a tree, right across from pretty much right across from where Pippi lives, and certainly where she hangs out. That was terrifying. And I didn't know, did they take someone before I got there? There's no way to know. And then, so that's why I think they do this for me. Whenever there's a problem like that, they all come and they check in with me afterwards, which I so appreciate. I came in to get some nuts, and Rover's like, I could go for some nuts too. Hi there. Miss 2-Pack, how you doing, girl? There's that thing on her back. That's the second time in the last, I don't know how many months that she's had a scrape from a hawk, and that's not cool. So, obviously not cool. So I need to put in more. I'm going to put in more stuff for Miss 2-Pack. More hides. I just gave her a couple, I think, last weekend. But they were out of wood, so I don't know. Hey, is that Pips? I think it's my peepee. Pippi, I can't build her any hides. I can't build Pippi any hides because she doesn't live here anymore, unfortunately. And that's why right there is Rover and Hansi, which Hansi's gone now, unfortunately, but Rover is not hospitable towards Pippi, or pretty much anyone. There you go. Who's this little guy? You want me to throw it? I hear feet. I hear feet. Oh, it's 2-Pack. Yeah, look at that. White tip. White tip doesn't come to the back very much. And there's Rover, and she says, I think we're missing one. Roby. And Rover lives right next to the deck, so she feels like she owns it. It is part of her territory in squirrel world. Like the way squirrel code works, you get a radius around your tree that is yours. So in essence, she does own the deck, but I can't tell all the other squirrels, hey, this is Rover's turf now. But she does. Oh, is this Shy Gray? Shy Gray doesn't take from the hand. Yep, Shy Gray Bentail. Who's this? This is Mrs. Brown. You can't mistake Mrs. Brown. Got that brown tail. Isn't that gorgeous? I hear feet. Who's this one? This is Supergirl. Supergirl. Who's that? Who's that? You gonna come up? Come on. You can come up. Come on. You're okay. There's nobody up here right now. There you go. I think I saw Pippi. Yep, this is Pip, so you can tell by the run. She has a way of looking at me from afar and just making eye contact with me like, okay, we're going to do this thing. Because she knows she's got to run in and run out if she wants to evade Rover. So we make eye contact and we know she's taken priority over everyone else until we get her to a safe place. There we go. Not sure who that is right now. I hear someone. Aww. I hear little feet. Here's White Tip coming down the stairs. Hey, White Tip. Wow, she almost never does that. And then here's, whoa, Mrs. Brown. Yeah, they get braver at night. Here's Roby. Here's Robes. Rose can't get any braver than she is. She's just so brave. I was looking at her toes today. Look at her feet. She's got big feet. Pippi. Dark now, so this isn't going to turn out that great, but the thing is, squirrels know how to celebrate. When these hawk things happen, I mean, it is a major celebration afterwards with whoever made it. It's just, it's a very, someone right here, that's 2-pack with their hawk wound. And we really should celebrate that she made it through that one. Here you go, 2-pack. There you go. She's been taken from the hand tonight. Come here. Aw. This guy went to get some water because I was taking too long. There goes 2-pack. Come here. Come here. You can have one. You can have one. I just was being undecided. There you go. All right. But yeah, it's just a big party in the woods afterwards when, for everybody who makes it, it's just such a relief, you know. For me and for them. I'm so glad that squirrel that was on that tree that was crying when I came up, I'm so glad I got to see her come down afterwards and just, this is Conover or Supergirl? Conover. Sometimes she'll stay on me to hold the next guy off, you know. Come here. You want a nut? Here. You can have a nut. This guy, look at him just standing there. I don't know who it is. He just stood there like that for the longest. Okay, and this guy's coming up. Not sure who. It's hard to. I'm not sure who this is. Uh-oh, I've got someone else over here though. Can you get your own? I'm trying to video you. Did you find it? It's hard to video in the dark. Okay, I'll get it. There you are. All right, where'd the other one go? It's just such a party. Like, it's an endless party when there's all this huge relief. And I don't know, here's Two-Pack. I don't know how long they were dealing with that. I can't believe she's taken from my hand now. I don't know how long those two hawks were holding everybody hostage when I showed up. But I know they had to have been so relieved because nobody else does anything around here. They don't do anything for them. I mean, squirrels are outside crying and crying for someone to come save them, and nobody, it's like they don't hear them, they don't know what it means. I'm sure they don't know what it even means. I used to not. But I can't imagine how frustrating it would be to be a squirrel and be like, I'm sitting here crying and you don't give a... Uh-oh, I better start editing all those D words out. Okay, somebody was just over here. You over here now? You ready? I'm gonna toss it. I realized today I was out on the bike trail, well, one of the bike trails. I was on the bike trail with the squirrels. The bike trail where I know the squirrels, I should say. And I was giving them nuts, and they are not nearly as skilled at finding nuts as these squirrels are. That was Two-Pack again. I can't believe she's taken from my hand. Maybe because it's dark, or maybe just, I don't know. So, come on. This camera, like, it'll light if I zoom, but it won't find any light if I'm unzoomed. Oops, sorry. Not sure who that is. But yeah, we've got the night lights have come on because it is, that's how dark it actually is. If I zoom, I can get some light. Oh, there it goes up. Everybody's going to bed now. Yeah, now is when everyone starts crying. It's when they're trying to get in somewhere and someone won't let them in, and they start crying. Okay. Ready? Yeah, the camera's starting to really struggle in the dark now. Here's what it actually looks like. I think I see Condo Girl. Is that Condo Girl coming? I gotta look in the camera because I can't, in the actual dark, I don't see her as well as I do through the camera. There you are. That's her. And that sound, that wasn't somebody, it wasn't a hawk cry. That was somebody trying to get back into their cabin at the end of the night. It's sad. So I kept putting up cabins, trying to relieve the contention and make it so everybody had somewhere to sleep, but it's like I can't put enough up. So I thought I was videoing. This is supposed to be Condo Girl's ascent. She's up there somewhere. I don't think she's gone in yet. Yeah, I just saw a little tail up there. She went in.